So what we have here is 1.2 grams is what's been prescribed. That's what we want to give to our patient. And we have to administer that every 8 hours, which is 8 hourly for 3 days. You can put a big 3 there. So the first question is how many milligrams of the drug we need to give. Well, if the patient was prescribed 1.2 grams and we are being asked how many milligrams for the single dose, all we need to do here is a metric conversion. So always remembering grams, milligrams, micrograms. So grams into milligrams, 1,000 times smaller. So grams is 1,000 times bigger. So we could say 1,000 or 1, 2, 3 decimal places to the right. So let me write that again. We would say 1, 2, 3 places to the right. And now we end up with, need to place 2 zeros, 1,200 milligrams. Basically, we are saying if we ignore that 2, we say 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams. So 1.2 grams will have to be a little bit more than 1,000 milligrams, which makes sense if we say 1,200 milligrams. So this would be the quantity to be given 8 hourly. If the question wanted us to actually say how much we would give for the whole day, so we know it is 1,200 milligrams 8 hourly, every 8 hours. But for the whole day, how much would that be? Well, we need to remember that a day has 24 hours. How many lots of 8 hours do we have in a day? 8, counting in 8, 16, 24. So how many 8s into 24? 3. So 3 times a day. It's the same as saying we're giving 1,200 milligrams 3 times a day. So if we needed to know for the full day how many milligrams you would need to give, we would simply multiply that 1,200 by 3. Multiply 12 by 3 first. 12 3s, 36. So 3,600 or 3,600 milligrams per day, because each dose was 1,200 milligrams. Now, what if we needed to know the quantity for the 3 days? Then we would say, well, if for 1 day, per day means 1 day, we are giving 3,600, we would need to give 3 times more to actually be able to give quantity for 3 days. So now we would multiply 3 by 36 to get the total there. Well, 340s would be 120. So 336s need to be less than that. So 108. But we still have those 2 zeros. So 108. And of course, we can push the buttons to check that. So what quantity? 3,000s would be 9,000s, but it's more than that. So 10,800 milligrams for the whole 3 days if we needed to know that information for part A. So let's look at part B now. We can even say we have to give for each dose 1,200 milligrams 8 hourly. But now we read here that the stock is 600 milligram vials. Each vial is reconstituted with 10 mils of still water. So we don't have the concentration written separately, explicitly, but we have the quantity of milligrams in the vial and the instruction on how to reconstitute it by adding 10 mils of water. So we have the 600 milligrams, and we're going to actually reconstitute it with 10 mils. So we can use that as our concentration. We can say this is actually our have if we're using the box, because we have those two quantities connected. It's a ratio. For 600 milligrams, you add 10 mils. So 600 milligrams, we add 10 mils. But this patient needs 1200 milligrams each time. So how many mils is that going to be? We can do this in our heads. 600 goes up to 1200. If it goes up, it's because it's getting bigger, it's being multiplied by something. Well, it's being doubled, multiplied by 2. So the bottom line has to follow the same relationship. 10 mils multiplied by 2 should give us 20 mils. I write here on the bottom our mental calculation, but we'll do the full calc with the calculator as well. So multiply the main diagonal, 10 mils multiplied by 1200 milligrams, and divided by the third number, 600 milligrams. So the milligrams cancel out. Final answer will come out in mils. Well, here we could do some mental calc as well, just saying 1200 divided by 600 is 2. 2 times 10 is 20. So we get the same answer, 20 mils. Let's read the question again. How many mils need to be drawn up each time, every 8 hours, 3 times a day? 20 mils. If you decided you actually wanted to use the formula method for this, so again, our answer for part A was 1200 milligrams. The 600 milligram vial reconstituted with 10 mils is our have. And what we want to give to the patient is the answer to question A. So if we want to use the formula, 1/have times the volume or the third quantity, we want 1200 milligrams. The have has 2 elements, 600 milligrams or 10 mils. For that position here, we need the 600 milligrams simply because the units need to match, so we can cancel them out. Multiplied by 10 mils, answer will come out in mils. And the calculation is the same. 1200 divided by 600 is 2. 2 times 10 is 20 mils. And the fact that the concentration here in this question was not explicit, because I keep saying the concentration comes from actually the reconstitution instructions. 600 milligrams dissolved or mixed, reconstituted with 10 mils. If this had been simplified as a fraction, first cancelling the zeros, so we would have what? 60 milligrams on the top, 1 mil on the bottom. So this would have been the concentration if simplified. Sometimes the wording would have been then the word stock of the drug comes as 60 milligrams per mil. We would find out the same answer in the end, but sometimes we just need to know how to reconstitute and use that information as our have.